This dragon is pretty curious. It might be following us out here. Now from the distance though, we just see a few more of those Heartland mountain zebras, as well as quite a few of the wildebeest. Like hiding out behind the palm trees and those bushes. Just see their horns sticking up. Those will be the Ancole cattle. So we can get a better view in just a moment. They are known for those big old horns, about 3 to 4 feet. But don't worry, they are fairly hollow. They got a nice honeycomb structure on the inside, making them fairly easy to maneuver. They do come really in handy on hot days. You can even use them like natural AC systems. They circulate blood up in those horns, let it cool off, and then send it right back down. But my friends, it looks like we are going to be heading deeper into the savannah. See what other animals are hanging out. It looks like we are going to be making our way into some elephant territory. Do spot a couple just farther ahead over to the right-hand side. It looks like right now they are reaching up real high with those trucks, trying to grab some of those leaves. They do eat a lot, about 300 pounds of food a day. Of course, those trunks do come in handy. They're about 6 feet long with 40,000 muscles in them, so have some really good control over it. And we'll see if we can get a slightly better view. That may be kind of hiding right in the middle. I think we can just see the ends of them, but no worries. We'll go a little bit further to spot a few elephants. But the rest of the herd is nearby. They are pretty social creatures, so they don't like to have that much distance between them. Out in the wild, though, those herds, they do get quite large. They can be as big as 40 elephants, and it will be led by a matriarchy, meaning that it is the oldest and wisest female that leads them. She's got some of the best memory out there, memory spots to go back to that she herself hasn't been to in decades. It can be really helpful during those big migration periods. Now the herds, they will be mainly female though. The males, once they reach maturity, they tend to get a little rowdy. Usually get kicked down to that herd. Don't worry, the elephants have some of the longest maturity periods, about 15 years. Actually, only second to us. They do beat us though in gestation. Those mothers will be pregnant for about 2 years. As we are coming up, we keep our eyes out to the left-hand side, but I'll try to get past some of this thicker vegetation. Looks like we are in luck though. I do see a few more of those elephants just farther ahead. It's going to be pretty sunny out though, so as we get close, you might notice a light coloring on some of their heads and backs. What they'll do is fill those trucks up with water, spray it all over their head, and then toss it off with some dirt. Kind of acts as a natural sunblock, give them a little bit of extra protection. I feel like there is a pretty dark one out there. It looks like they might have also been rolling around in the mud. Does get the same thing pretty much for them to protect that skin. I think most of them are going to be grabbing some grass with those trunks. One of my favorite things that they can do with them is going to be a way for them to show affection. They can wrap around each other, kind of give themselves a nice old elephant hug. Definitely helps strengthen all of their social bonds. That's cool, we can still see elephants out in the wild. They are becoming a rare sight. Unfortunately, they are still being poached for those ivory tusks, as well as facing habitat loss due to the mining of coltan. Coltan is going to be metallic ore found inside some of those small electronics. But coming just farther ahead, though, we're able to spot some of the greater flamingos. These are going to be the lightest out of all the flamingo species. They do still get their color though, based on their diet. They eat brine shrimp, which contains beta-carotene. Now if you look closely in the flock, you can see a few of them are very light. They almost look black and white. Those are going to be some of the young ones. They are slowly starting getting their color. It takes roughly around 2 years to have that full pink to them. Right now it does appear in their legs, kind of half black, half pink. And then it'll slowly go to all of their adult feathers. Now, flamingos in general, though they are not known to be migratory birds, they kind of have their nice home and they'll stay there for most of their life. The only reason why flamingos do have to migrate is if that water surrounding them does become uninhabitable. That's a good idea to keep our waters clean for them. Now, coming around the mud wall, it looks like you are in luck. I do spot some white rhinos out there. White rhinos are quite large, about 5,000 pounds. Yeah, they are resting, but if you look closely, you can still see some of their ears will be moving. They can move individually to different directions, like big old periscopes. That's because they don't have the best eyesight. You can only see about 10 feet in front of them. Looks like we have to have one more coming over here to their right-hand side. Might be slowly making their way to the mud wallow. Similar to elephants, they like to roll around in all this mud. It does help to protect their skin. Hopefully we'll get some nice close views of these ones that are resting. Looks like right in the middle we do have one of our younger ones. Now he's already a year old, so he is getting pretty big. If you notice at the top of their ears, they have a little bit of extra hair that helps to amplify all that sound for them. We're coming up ahead on the hills to my left-hand side. We'll see if we can spot any of the cheetahs. And cheetahs, they do some really good natural camouflage, so sometimes they are hard to spot. Looks like way in the back corner, though, I do see a couple of them lying down out there. You can just see their heads sticking up. They do rely on that camouflage, though, because even though they are the fastest laying animal, they don't keep their speeds for too long. They have to have that perfect timing when it is going to be attacking. Keep an eye out, see if we do see a couple more lying down kind of in the center out here, flicking their tails and heads. Their tails, as they are running at their top speeds, they can simply flick their tail and change that direction in just an instant. They are known to go from 0 to 60 in just 3 seconds. The fastest one ever clocked in was roughly around 72 miles per hour. Of course, it is with their lean, muscular bodies, but also their claws. Their claws do not retract, so they always have the best grip as they're running across the ground. Well, my friends, it looks like we actually have an ostrich coming up, so we'll be holding here for just a moment. These ostriches, they don't run as fast as cheetahs, but they are pretty impressive. They can reach speeds of around 40 miles per hour because they got some pretty muscular legs to them. That means they have some powerful kicks. A kick from an ostrich, well, it can be fatal. That one out there is one of the females. It's got a little bit of lighter color to their feathers. Males have a much darker, almost black color to it. We're coming around some of these Kobe rock formations. We're keeping our eyes out, see if we can spot any of the lions. Now during the day though, lions, they do sleep for most of it, about 16 to 20 hours. They'll be saving up all that energy to hunt during the night. Now when they do go off and hunt though, it will just be the females. They'll go off in small groups while the male will stay back to protect their territory. It looks like I might spot one of the females kind of in that grassy area up there. Out here, there are 2 females and 1 male. See if we can spot all of them out there. The male is usually pretty easy to pick out with that great big mane. It actually adds about an extra 40 pounds to him. It looks like it is just going to be 2 of the females hanging out over here. Everything they do sleep for a lot of the day. They do wake up every so often, sometimes to change that position. They do prefer to hunt during the night, and that is partly due to their eyesight. In the day, they see about the same as us. But at night, they can see 6 times better. They can just see their tusks sticking up, but by that fallen log out there, there's a couple of warthogs. They use those big curved tusks like natural shovels to help dig their burrows. They're one of the largest burrowing animals. Because of the tusks on their bottom jaw, kind of short and sharp, it's used to defend against any of those predators. Now over here to my right hand side, it looks like we do spot a nest of ostrich eggs. We can see a few more ostriches just off in the distance. Looks like one of them is sitting down out there. When ostriches want to get comfortable, they will make sand beds with their wings. They'll slip down, scoop a lot of sand close to them, make themselves nice and cozy. You might wonder why they're not too close to their nest. Well, they don't have to worry too much. Their eggs, they are very strong. A whole adult human, they can stand on one without it breaking. Now, if I did is break those eggs, so equivalent to about 24 chicken eggs. Now, my friends, we are making our way closer back to the village, but we're passing by one of the warden's posts. Now, the warden out here, they do like to cohabitate with Nigerian dwarf goats. These goats, they are pretty agile, so to look high and low, see where they're hanging out. As they come around and low, the adults, they are pretty small. We also have some extra small and extra cute ones. They are our juveniles, so only a couple of months old. Looks like they are up to some of their favorite activities. They do love to eat and sleep. When they are doing that, though, they also like to play. And they can use some of their play behaviors to help determine the hierarchy in their society. Now, the one they cohabitate with them, not only acting as pretty good natural lawnmowers, so they have that 4-chamber stomach, but they also are domesticated to be dairy goats, providing them with a lot of sweet milk. If they have any extra milk, they can even bring it into the local market to sell and put all those profits into conservation efforts. They're going to be pretty important out here on reserves like these. So we do have the Disney Conservation Fund that works as programs all across the globe, helping a lot of those animals and their environments. But even you could be a conservation hero, as there are plenty of ways to help. One of the easiest steps is going to be to reduce, reuse, and recycle. But a small change really does make a big difference out there, especially for a lot of these animals, as they do act as ambassadors for all their friends in the wild. If you want to go see some more animal ambassadors, definitely check out some of our walking trails. The closest one is right here in Africa, Gorilla Falls Exploration Trail. And over there, you might be able to spot some gorillas. They do have a family troop as well as a bachelor troop. But they also have other animals like monkeys, different species of zebras. They got some meerkats, even a cool underwater viewing area of those hippos. My friends, it looks like we are going to be making our way up. I do want to do one final Swahili phrase of Kwaherini. Now, Kwaherini, it means to go well. So I hope you all go well, go wild, and have a fantastic rest of your day out here at Disney's Animal Kingdom. If I do have any Wilderness Explorers aboard, you can let them know that you're riding on Simba 1.